Welcome back to Sitting with Sallie. I'm sitting with Cindy Melenchenko, and we're talking about her journey that she went along with her mother and her sister, as her mother, Joyce Melenchenko, developed Lewy Body Dementia and is now in Birchwood. Just during the break, you were talking about the importance of self-care.
Definitely. I can't, what's the word?
Emphasize
Emphasize enough. Thank you.
Crossword puzzle.
Yeah. The importance of self-care. I think we get caught up as caregivers in caring for these other people, but we really have to look after ourselves, and yoga, meditation, social support, those things have kept me grounded and healthy.
Now, I don't know about studies with child-parent relationships when a child is a caregiver, but I know that with partners, couples, often the caregiver gets worn out and sometimes will predecease because it's so much stress.
Yes, I've heard about that too, and I just always was concerned about my own health, because when you are in those stressful situations, you have to make sure that you're getting what you need as well.
Have you always been good at self-care, or is this something you had to learn?
I think initially I wasn't very good at self-care, but lately within the meditation journey, 2013, I really realized that I have to start looking after myself. The meditation, the yoga, the exercise, and I can't emphasize again enough on eating healthily and exercising.
And getting lots of sleep.
Yes. And throughout those whole 4 years, I wasn't getting any sleep. That also takes a toll on your health when you're stressed and you're not sleeping correctly.
Okay. Did you ever get calls in the middle of the night?
One or two. My mom seemed to be really good sleep. I never got too many calls, but every time I did get a call, it was like, "Oh, what's going on? Is she alive?"
What's happening? Yep.
Now I don't feel like that. Even when Birchwood calls, when I see Birchwood on the call display, they're always like, "Your mother's okay." It's like I've accepted that this is part of the journey, and whenever the call happens, it's going to happen, and you have to accept that part.
But it sounds like too, once your mom started living in Birchwood, the thing of her being safe and secure was taken off your shoulders.
Yeah. And my stress level, everyone's always asking, "How's your mother?" Well, she's really fine, and how are you? I'm great. Like, now that is happening, my stress level is, and thankfully for the support of my workplace, my friends, and just the understanding of finally asking for help, because when you ask for help, it comes. It really does.
So, lessons learned. One of them is to ask for help.
Ask for help, and definitely if you're going down the dementia diagnosis road, contact the Alzheimer's Society. They are a wealth of knowledge and amazing support.
I think one of the other things too is if you suspect dementia, to get it diagnosed early.
Yes, and a new program in Kenora within the last year and a bit is the memory clinic. So you can call the Sunset Health team and get an appointment for the process to get a true diagnosis through there in the memory clinic.
The memory clinic involves several health professionals working together.
Yes, it's a team, and it was very helpful. We'd already kind of had that diagnosis, and it was a new program for us. But if that was happening now, for example, that would probably have eased a lot of stress as well.
And why do you think it's important to get a diagnosis early?
Just so you can help them understand what's going on with them, and then work with the team in Kenora, if you're in Kenora, to look after meds and find out what kind of supports you can keep on going on to live in your home as long as you can.
And did you find that the meds that Joyce was taking in the beginning helped?
There was a lot of confusion, and I think that the memory clinic would have, if we were under that kind of umbrella earlier, it would have helped a little bit, because being here and then going to another doctor, the right hand wasn't talking to the left hand, and there was eventually it leveled out.
The memory clinic, and it's one place. It's all done in one place. Okay.
Yeah.
And you mentioned earlier the older adults program.
Oh, that's another register with CCAC as soon as you find that you might need some support because their help was invaluable. And the older adults was unbelievable.
So there are supports in Kenora then for.
Yes,
Yeah.
you have to just you have to make sure that you're accessing them. They don't come to you. You have to go to them and find out who can help you. And I'd figured out all these things on my own, but with the help of the older adults program, but the Alzheimer's can help you.
They already know.
They
They've got
already
the
know
list.
what to do.
They have the list.
They do.
Yes. And support from your family, well, support from friends too.
Important. And calling, like, I have family in town, but calling the family that wasn't in town, informing them, letting them know, speaking about it. I think we were talking before the show about not talking about things that are going on. Don't tell anybody. You don't want anyone to know that. The most important thing that I've ever did is started to talk about things that you need to let go of, because holding on isn't healthy.
And that was one of the things I was going to say, because I think people that you meet, like if you were out with your mom, they may know something's wrong with Joyce, they may
Yep.
suspect dementia, but they don't want to say anything. How should people, what should they say?
I think that they should just be compassionate and understanding. I'd gone to the Alzheimer's dinner this year, and they were talking about dementia-friendly communities and just being kind, not going, "What's wrong with you?" or "What's going on?" or "You're not seeing that person," or "You are." Just being kind.
Just reach out.
Reach out, and I think that's the key. A lot of times, you don't even know. People, her friends, were noticing too, like that she wasn't being like she used to be. But what did they say to me? Nobody said anything to me.
It would have been helpful if they had.
Earlier, yeah.
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 Of course, most people don't know.
True.
It's-
But I think I think people are so scared of change, for one, and I think they're fearful of people putting people in long-term care homes. Socially, that's not acceptable. I think people have to really get what they need.
I think part of that fear is when you look at a long-term care home, you're looking at it from where you are now.
Yeah.
And to be in a little room without your stuff seems very, you don't want that. But if you're at a different stage, that's totally different.
Yeah, because it's attachment to the old way, right?
Yes.
And so what I noticed is once my mom was settled and accepted, she also doesn't remember a lot of those things and all her stuff, right? Initially, she's like, you're allowed a few things. But in the end, it all works out when you realize that this is the way it is. You can't change it.
No. And that's the other thing, too, I think, about dementia. People don't want to talk about it because of a fear. But it's the way it is. It's a really good way to look at it.
Yeah. And, it's interesting because, I tell people, "Oh, my mom's in a home." Oh, that's so, so bad for her. But then I would say, "No, my mom's in a condo with services." "Oh, is that ever nice?"
That's right, she is.
Well, it really is a condo with services.
People
because,
prepare her meals, clean up her room. And
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's interesting to see, for her whole life she's been doing. And now she's there initially, like, sitting. She didn't know what to do. Like, I got to go to work. I have to make money. But it's leveled off and
How long was the initial adjustment, do you think?
I think it was a good 6 months for sure, maybe 3 to 4 when she finally settled in and started sleeping better. But it's a change. She left from a nice, peaceful, quiet apartment condo to noise.
Yep, it's always something going on.
And that's another thing I think, you look at people kind of move to their own little homes and their little areas with their own stuff. But in the end, we have to learn how to live in community.
Yes, it's true. Well, Cindy, it sounds like it's an interesting journey you've been on. Not by choice, for sure.
No. But I'm thankful. It's made me a better person and a way better teacher, and it's nice to be able to go there and interact with all the residents of Birchwood and see my mom and develop a new relationship and our journey on a good note.
Appreciate you coming in and talking about you and Joyce and your journey.
Thank you, Sallie, for having me. I appreciate it.
And thanks for listening to Sitting with Sallie. Until next time, I guess.